Here is one of the most fantastic books you're ever going to read on the birth of quantum mechanics, on war, and on, as Shelley said, science as the most dangerous of the human arts. So this is Benjamin Labutut's When We Cease to Understand the World, and it was a National Book Award finalist. It was 10 best books of the year in 2021. It was on Barack Obama's list, and it is like nothing I have ever seen. And it is not that long, and it is quite readable. What makes this book difficult is that it is a mix of fiction and nonfiction. So yes, you're going through the lives of luminaries like Fritz Haber, who hoped to unlock the nitrogen process that allowed agricultural farming to exist, but also let the war go on, World War II, for 2 more years. You have Werner Heisenberg, you have Erwin Schrödinger, and you have, who I didn't know very well, Alexander Grothendieck, who was a mathematician making incredible breakthroughs in this feverish pitch until he just gave up on the world and started living in a hut. And still mathematicians would come and make pilgrimages to him because just talking to him would give them wildly great insights. And so, in many ways, this book is true. It talks about how the black hole theory from Oppenheimer and Snyder happened just as the tanks were rolling into Poland. And all of these parallels between the darkness of history at that time and the darkness and the light of the science that was happening in very poetic ways and very brilliant explanations of the science. This is definitely for the lay reader. But it's also somewhat fictional, which can drive you a little nuts if you're a science writer who also wants to use these facts later on. For instance, at one point, they have a hashish smoking session between Bohr and Heisenberg, but I don't think that ever happened. I never heard that before, because I would certainly be putting it in my cannabis graphic novels. This is reversed. If I had. But I don't think it's true. I think that this author made it up. But for the most part, it seems to be the author imagining how things would have been on the interpersonal level while having a very deep understanding of what's actually known about these luminaries, about their science, and what was happening geopolitically at the time. So this is a work of scientific imagination, like nothing I've read. I generally don't read anything written this century because I don't think I have time. There's enough classics I should get to, and you can't tell today what's going to be a classic in 50 or 100 years. I suspect this will be a classic that will go down in the histories of science writing, and I'm curious to see what else this author has produced and to dive in. But for now, I would say When We Cease to Understand the World is one of the greatest intellectual treats I've experienced in years.